Hi, Ernie.
Hi, Mario. Okay, we are on Mem 40.
Well, you still have to finish the bottom of 39.
Hello,
Hi, Walter.
did you have a recording from yesterday?
Yes. Well, no, me, Ernie.
Ernie, can you send the recording from yesterday, please?
I will send it right after this shir. Rav Kulamas Nisan Shaveh. The Mishnah is talking about not coins for sure, but money value. Litra zov shiny, a pound of gold is different. Teda, the Katani Seifa, the Seifa of the Mishnah says, dinner zov li biyadcha. The guy who's making the claim says, you have a golden dinner of mine. And the guy responds, Ein li biyadi ali dinner kesef. No, I have a silver dollar, silver dinner. Utraces, upundi, and upruta. And I have these other coinages. So, chayiv, shakol min mabeya. They're all coins. We're not talking about a specific coin. We're talking about the value of a coin. Because he was moida in a part of the value. And that we're talking about a specific golden coin, dafka, my chayiv. The claim and what was admitted to are not the same thing. That he was claiming coins that were worth a dinner zav. And therefore, any coin wouldn't be included in that. So he did admit to what was claimed. Kamash Malon, that the chiddush is pruta b'chlam be'ita. Even a prut, even a penny is considered a coin. And dekanami, I'll prove it to you, diktani. Shakol min mabe'achas. Because the Mishnah itself, they're all considered coins. The Rav is the one who said that the claim is not a specific coin, but the value of coins. So, what does it make a difference in that Mishnah then if it is part of the coin or not? He's talking about money value. So, Shakol din mabe'achas, they're all considered one coin. And since the Mishnah is talking about just money value, it's not dafka coins. So every coin has a din matbeya and has a value. Prabalozer lema mi the seifa kishmuel mitaretz reishanami kishmuel spherely. Since he's being mitaretz like Shmuel, maybe the Reish is also being mitaretz like Shmuel. Lo, seifa dafka. It's only the seifas like Shmuel. Diktani. It said in the Mishnah Shakol min mabe'achas. All of the coins are one coin. But Reisha, we're still not sure whether Kirav or Kishmuel. So we need proof. Toshma, come and bring a right. Dinners of Zov Libiyadcha. You have a golden coin of mine. And the guy responds and says, I have a silver coin chayiv. He requested a coin, and he answered that he had a coin. So the matbeh and the time are the same thing. That specifically refers to a coin. But if he didn't say zov, he just said zov. Astama shavakomerle. Maybe it refers to money value. Coin. Somebody has to turn off their microphone. Amar Ravashi, Hachi Komer. Koloimer dinner zov. Even when you say dinner zov, it's koloimer dinner zov dummy. It's a particular reference to a coin. Tani Rav Chia l'siyula Rav. And Rav Chia learned a baraisa to support Rav. Sela li biyadcha, you have a coin that I gave to you. And he responds, Ein lecha biyadi ela sela chaser shtei kesef. I have a coin, but it's a seller less than shtei kesef. Chayiv. But if he says chaser meya, potter. Since the kfira wasn't enough of worth shtei kesef, it would not be chayiv shvuah, which is the coin of Rav. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar Shmuel. Lo yishanu. When do we say that the claim has to be at least worth shtei kesef in order to be chayiv shvuah? Ela b'tainis malva v'hoidos loiva. We're talking about not a pikadon, we're talking about a loan. You have a lender and a borrower. Aval tainis malva v'hoidos eid echad. Let's say the lender claims he was owed money. And there isn't an admission, but rather there's an eid echad. There was one witness. What does one witness do? It doesn't make you have to pay back money in Beis Din, but at least it requires the guy to take a shvuah that he doesn't know the money. So afilu lo yitanu ela bepruta chayiv. So then you don't have a specific certain value of a taina. That means even if the time was only a pruta, you would be chayiv shvuah. My taina. L'chsiv lo yakum eid echad beish l'chol ovon and l'chol chatas. L'chol ovon l'chol chatas hu sheina kon. Right, we're not mechayiv a punishment with one aid. Aval kanu l'shvuah. But to make the guy take a shvuah that he doesn't know the money, an eid echad can make him say that. V'tanya komokim sheshnayim mechayiv nesomomen, eid echad mechayiv shvuah. Whenever two people, if they witness a loan, and they come and testify to Beis Din, Beis Din would collect money. A single aid cannot collect money, but at least he'll make the guy take a shvuah that he doesn't know the money. The guy says, I gave you wheat and barley. Man, and the guy admits to one of them. That's chayiv. He said yosher koch. So michlad the polig alei Rav Shlokish. The fact that Rav Yitzchak had to say that, so too Rav Yochanan said, is that implying that Rav Shlokish argues? So Ikidiyam, other people learn that this dialogue went differently. Misha v'shoyle. They waited until Rav Yochanan finished, v'shosikle, and he was quiet. So Rav Yitzchak wasn't sure whether Reish Lakish argued or agreed. Then there's a third version, Igede Amri, Mishta v'shosile, that Reish Lakish was drinking while Rav Yochanan was speaking, v'shosikle, and he was quiet. The question is, maybe it's because he agreed, or maybe because he just was drinking. So, Lema Messiah, let us say that the following supports Rav Yitzchak. Tanochitin voidlo b'soirin potu. If the guy claimed that the guy had wheat that he was owed to him, and the guy admitted barley, then there's no shvuah. Time tanochitin voidlo b'soirin. That it's potter. Ha-chitin v'soirin. But if the claim was for wheat and barley, and he admitted to one of them, chayiv. What's his low? That's not a proof. Even if the claim was chidna soirin and he admitted to soirin, the Tanna Kama would hold potter. V'hai the kamiflagi bechidn, the fact that there was a machlokas just when he claimed chidn, is lodicha kochash from Gamliel, because he's mechayiv shvuah even if the claim was chidn and he admitted to soirin only. Toshma. Tano kelim v'karkos. The guy claimed that he was owed a rake and a hoe and land. And the guy admits, he admits that he has the rake and the hoe, but he denies that the land doesn't belong to him. Or vice versa. He admits to the karka, the kofar b'kelim, in both cases, potur. If he was hoyde b'miktas karkos, if he admitted that yes, he owed some of the land, still potter, because there's no shvuah taken for land. If he admits to some of the kelim, it makes his kelim chai. Taima, why does this all work? Because the claim was kelim vikarkos and karka lav bar shvuhi. Since karka was mixed in there, you don't take a shvuah karka. That's why it's potter. Ha kelim v'kelim. If there were two different kinds of kelim, like chitnin and soirin, which is dumi lekelim v'karkos, and he admitted to one of them chayiv. So the Gemara says no. Hu adin shafilu kelim v'kelim nami pot. According to that mandomar, if he tined kelim and he admitted to only one, also would be potter. Haydik tani kelim v'karkos kamash malon dechi hoide b'miktas kelim chayiv afal karkos. If the claim was for land and a lot of kelim, and he admitted to some of the kelim, so now that he was mixus b'metaltalin, he's chayav to take a shvuah on the land as well. So the Gemara says that's not a chiddush. My kamashmalon, we already have zoykikin. Tanina, we learned in Masechta Kiddushin about zoykikin as nechosim sheyesh l'achres lishava alein. That if you have to take a shvuah because metaltalin is in the picture, we roll the shvuah over to the karka. So why do you have to repeat it here? So ha ikr. Here is where the ikr din is, because here we're talking about shvuahs. In kiddush nahi agav greda nichscha. There we just schlepped it in because we were talking about the chasim shein la'achrayas, our nickname, the chasim shein la'achrayas. So we added that, but the real case is here. Okay. So that was Shmuel. But Rav Chia bar Rav and Rav Yochanan hold that Tanu Chitnu Sa'oirim. If the claim was for wheat and barley, he admitted to one of them, potter. Ivam Rav Yitzchak, when Rav Yitzchak said on Shmuel Yasher, Chen Rav Yochanan, and then according to him, Rav Yochanan holds like Shmuel. So Amiroininu, I'll leave it Rav Yochanan's machlokes, what Rav Yochanan held. Toshma. Tanu Chitin. V'oidlo b'sor. If he claimed wheat and the admission was barley, then potter. And Rabbi Gamliel says you're chayiv. Taima tanu chitin v'oidlo b'sor. That's why you're potter. Ha chitin v'sor v'oidlo b'echad then chayiv. That if the claim was for wheat and barley and he admitted to one of them, it'd be chayiv. No. Who adin shafil chitin sur nami potter? Why were we told the case about chitin alone? Is to show how far Rabbi Gamliel makes you take a shvuah. Loidicha koichoy Rabbi Gamliel. That he's mechayiv shvuah even if you only claimed chitin and you admitted to so'im. Toshma. Tano kelim v'karkos. The claim was for items, movable items, and karka. V'hoida b'kelim u'kofar b'karkos. He admitted to the kelim but denied the land. Or he admitted to the karkos v'kofar b'kelim potter. Hoide b'mixes karka. If he admitted that he owed some of the land, potter, because karka we don't take a shvuah. If he admitted b'mixes kelim, so he's a moide b'mixes, and you're chayiv to take a shvuah for metaltal. Taima kelim v'karkos. That's potter. Shekarka lav v'shvuhi. Ha kelim v'kelim. Dumi the kelim v'karkos would be chayiv. So the word says no. Who adin shafilu kelim v'kelim nami would be potter. V'ha kamash malon hoide b'mixes kelim chayiv afal karkos. Once you're chayiv to take a shvuah because you're a moide b'mixes on the metaltalin, we make you take the shvuah on the karka as well. So again, the Gemara says, "My kamashlan, zoikikin tanina." We learned it in kiddushin. Zoikikin is on the chasim sheish nachres l'shava leyan. Gemara says, "Ha'ikar." This is the main source in Masechta Shavuos, because hahi agav grar naspa. It was a shleptit. Eisvei Rav Bar Mamal Rav Chia bar Rafa. Tonu shor v'hoidelo b'seh. The guy claims that he owed him an ox, and he says, "I admit that I owe you a sheep." Or sev oilo b'shor, potter. But taino b'shor v'seh, he claimed an ox and a sheep. V'hoilo b'achas ben chayiv. Amar le'amani Rab Gamliel, who's mechayiv a shvu even if it's not part of the time. Was the Rav Gamliel afilu reisha nami, where he denied the shore and admitted to the set. Rabbi Gamliel would make you take a shvua, so it cannot be Rabbi Gamliel. Elohamani admoini, it's admoin. He agrees on one hand that when you admit, there has to be a little bit of the taina. And similarly, like if he claims jugs of oil and he only admits to like bottles of oil, is also chai. Rav Yochanan also agreed that it was the sheet of Admai. Somebody claims wheat and barley. Tanoch eating. The guy's claim was wheat, and he jumped in and he said, I admit that I owe you barley. Im Kamarin, if he's doing it as a trick, because if the guy who's claiming would have said Sa'oirin, and now he admits to one of them, he'd be chayav a shvua. So if the reason he jumped quickly is to avoid that, he's still chayav a shvua. Im b'miskavin, if his kavanah was all along to admit only to the Sa'oirin potter. V'rav Ravanan Amar Shmuel, Tanu shtei machtin. The claim was for 2 needles. V'hor lo b'achas me'en, he admitted to one of the needles, chayiv. Lefichach yotzu kelim, lema shehein. Any kli, the Torah didn't just talk about specifically any kli, even if it's very inexpensive, like 2 needles. The din of moed b'miktas exists. Amrav Papa. Tano kelim upruta. He claimed that there were some kelim that he had and a penny. V'hoide b'kelim v'kofar b'pruta. He admitted to the kelim but denied the pruta. Potter. Hoide b'pruta. If he admitted to the pruta v'kofar b'kelim, chayiv. Chade karav v'chade kishmuel. Chade karav. Da'amar kfiris tainish de kesef. Because there was a denial of something worth at least shtei kesef, and that's a criteria for a shvua according to Rav. And the second, where we say if he denied the kelim, is chayiv chada kishmuel. Domar tainu chitn v'sorim v'arlo b'achas ben chayiv. As well, he admitted to one of the things that were claimed, so it's a split brisa, one like Rav, one like Shmuel. The Mishnah said, "Monli biyotcha." You owe me $100. And he denies the whole thing. Ein l'cha biyadi potter. Oh, comes an important halacha here. Rav Nachman, midin Torah, a full denial does not require a shvua. But mashbiyan oisoi shvua sesed. Chachamim created a shvua called a shvua sesed that he has to take a shvua anyways. My time. What? Because chazaka in adam tovei alim ken yesh lo. A person's not going to claim that somebody owes him something unless it's really true. So even though the guy denied it, yeah, we have to make sure that it's true. So he has to do it and take a shvua. The Gemara says that the logic is the opposite. Adarabba. Chazaka ein adam meiz panav b'fnei bal choifai. A person's going to be embarrassed if somebody gave him something. He's not going to not deny to his face the whole thing. So it must be, if he's denying the whole thing, it must be true. So why should we make him take a shvua? So really, he's not denying. He's trying to delay. It's a delay tactic. The guy thinks, Sovar, I need to gather the money. So I'm going to delay him until I gather the money. And therefore, by denying now, it's really just a ploy. Teda. Dom Ravidi Baravin Am Rav Chizda. HaKoifer b'malva. Somebody denies that he was loaned money. He's kosher le'edus. If later on it's proven that he denied it falsely, he's still a kosher to be an aid. That's a loan. Pikodin, if somebody gave his watch to his neighbor to watch when he went to China, and the guy comes back and he denies that he has it, and later on he's found to be a liar, pasul edus. So this is a very important halacha. There's a difference if you're koifer by a loan versus koifer by a pikod. And it's the svara we just said. That the reason a guy denies a loan, it's he just needs more time to gather money. By a pikod, there's no, he either has it or he doesn't have it. Rav Chaviva Masni has safe.
For Ernie, in today's day and age, people are ma'is ponim, they deny everything. They just say it's worse than it ever was.
So
People
you want
deny-
to say that you think psychologically this svara doesn't hold anymore?
I can't say, I mean, I wouldn't argue with the Gemara because it's the psychology of the Gemara. But today people are so brazen that they would deny. If you don't write down on a piece of paper or something, they don't.
So it's like almost nishtanu ativim, you want to say.
Huh?
Sometimes
Sorry?
the achronim talk about nishtanu ativim, that even
Yeah.
biologically things have changed. So you want to say that
Right.
this might be in the realm of nishtanu ativim, that it may have been a svara then, but maybe now it's so much azus that we can't rely on this. Now, Rav Chaviva Masni Seifa. Rav Chaviva learned this whole dialogue on the Seif of the Mishnah. Monali biyatcha. Person says, you owe me $100. Omer lo hein. He agrees. Lamachar, the next day, Omer lo tneuli. He says, okay, give it to me. And he answers, Nisativ, I gave it to you. After I admitted to you, I gave it to you. So the din is potter. So he doesn't have to take a shvuah. Vamrav Nachman, Minat Torah, he doesn't have to take it. But Mashbino Esoy Shvuah says it. The Chachamim came up with a shvuah that he has to take. For this concept of the Meiz Panav. So Mandamasi Aresha, the one who learned that went on the mission of it was just a loan, and he denied the whole loan. So Kol Sheken HaSeifa, he certainly would require Shvuah Seset, because here he also admitted that he owed it. Uman Damasi La Seifa, the one who learns it only on the Seifa, is Hachu de Ikadror de Mamoina. There it works because he admitted to the loan of Al-Osam de Lekadror de Mamoina. He just denied everything, maybe low. So there would be no Shavuot says it in the first case. So we pass that he has to take a Shavuot says it. If he first admitted yes, and then the next day he says he paid it. And a koifer b'malveh is kosher ledus, because we think he's just delaying. It's a delaying tactic. But by pikodin, if he denies it and he's found to be a liar, then he's a apostle aid. Okay. Tomorrow, we will learn at the daf at 7, and then the tzurb at 8.
Oh, yeah.